Hi, Internet viewers. This is Frank Rauscher again. I apologize for not putting more videos out in a timely fashion, but I've had a little health issues along the way here, and supposedly I'm back on the road, or at least I'm trying to. As my wife would say, I'm very trying. So bear with me. We are going to continue on with the house finch. We got to do a little bit with the beak, put a little more brown on the top of the head, and a little bit in the cheek area too. So if you'll bear with me, I'm going to mix a little bit of the burnt umber, and we will proceed on and see if I can't finish that up. And then I'll take you on to the next stage after this video, and we'll do the feet, and then we'll do the mounting. Okay, so we're really getting very close to the end right now. So bear with me, and I'm going to move the camera down. And again, glad to see you all again, and hang in there. Be right back. Okay, we're back again, and what I said before, I made another mistake. The item that I'm using is raw umber and not burnt umber, so I just want to clarify that again. You can use burnt umber. I just want to make that statement. If you don't have raw umber, you can use burnt umber as well. But in this case here, I am using the raw umber, okay? And I'm using Liquitex. So I only put maybe a quarter of a pea, because I'm not using that much to do this, because we don't need that much paint. And I'm only putting about maybe a third of the cup in there. And then I'm going to stir that up real good and mix that paint up. Now, I'm not trying to get a real strong, I want it to coat, but I don't want it real heavy. Trying to get this to mix well. But whenever you're mixing paints, make sure that you've got the whole thing dissolved, because it can really streak up your work if you don't have it really dissolved completely. So that's one of the recommendations I want to make when you go on. And then the other thing too is it usually gets a buildup in here, so I'm going to go into my water here, take the excess off, because I don't want any streaking going on. And I'm going to get the paint. I'm going to dab a little on. Let me bring this towel over. This towel has seen better days, but we will use some of the clear end just to give you an idea when it's not coming on real strong. And in some cases here, I could maybe use it a little stronger. So let's see how we go here. I'm going to come in, and I'm going to come all the way up. You know, I'm avoiding things here again. I'm going to do this. I apologize. I'm going to put a little bit of the heavier one up top, because at times I want to coat this, and I don't want to be here forever with washes. So I am going to pick up a little bit of the heavy paint and make sure it's watered down pretty good still. And then I think I'll get a heavier, a better coating. So I'm going to come through all the way up to the beak area here, just like this. I hope you can see this well. And I'm going to come back, and I just wanted to come all the way up to what would be like the eye, and a little bit higher on the cheek here, and just come around like through there. I don't want anything lingering or anything like that. And I'm going to come up to the middle of the eye, up towards the beak, okay? Like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to come in, wet my brush a little bit, pick up just a little bit of the heavier paint, just so I could get that. I don't want it real heavy, but I wanted to bring that in a little bit more. I think, whoop, let me get a little bit on this side too. Spot I missed. And want to get this here, like so. Back to there. And that covers, go a little bit. Now, that's the area I'm trying to cover. I'm going to come back on this and just give it a little bit more from this side to this side. Now, I'm going to go in, get a little bit of lighter mix, and come to the top of the head. And I'm just doing this right on the top. Not forward, but from, if you're looking down on it, maybe from the eye back, and just darken that just a little bit. And you're not really coming down on the sides, you're just doing it on the top. And I think you could see that. And that's all you want to do, okay? So let me stop on that for a minute, and I'm going to try to do one more thing. And we want to go with a raw sienna, and we're going to use very little bit of that too. I'm going to do a little dabbing right in there. Now, I'm going to want to come in, and I'm going to use my smaller brush. This was a number, geez, I'm not really sure. This is, I think, worn off. But what I'm going to is like a number 3 brush that really holds its point well. So I'm just going to mix that in there. Add a little paint to the raw sienna. Very little. I'm trying to keep it on the heavier side here. But it's still a wash. It's really, gets watered down pretty good. And again, make sure all the paint has been mixed. And what I'm going to do is come in and give it a coat. Top and bottom. And come back with a little bit more. And try not to put your fingers on the wet area that we did before, okay? So, to get that nice, let me touch something else up here real quick. Just want to get a little more color in there. There we go. Now, I'm going to come back with my hair dryer and dry this. And while I'm doing that, I'm hopefully getting all the brown areas that I had before coated. And I'm noticing, and I want you to be aware of this too, the paint was so runny that it's starting to bead up here, and that was just too much on there. So I'm going to stop the drying so that I could take the excess off, and you don't want that to happen, okay? So I'm just coming around. Now, I don't know if it was the hair dryer that blew that or what, but I just had more paint than I should have. So just trying to get a color in there. Now, the way this beak works is the upper part is a little darker than the lower part. So, but we're gonna just do this in stages. I'm not trying to get a real solid color on there right away. So bear with me here. I'm gonna keep on doing a wash onto it until I get the color I'm looking for, which is right there. You can see it starting to intensify a little bit. So I will dry this in between. And again, you do not want it runny. This way, you're controlling the wash on there. And I'm trying to get that certain look or color to that beak. So, and I'll do it probably one more time. I know for some of you, you don't want to have the patience. You could go with a heavier coloring. I don't like to do that, but that's me. And you could go with a more solid color in there as far as the raw sienna. Let me rinse this out. Okay, I'll put that down. And this is like the third time she do it. Now I'm watching the paint drying to make sure that this is all dry. I don't know if you're picking this up or not that well on the camera. Now I'm going to go into my raw umber, and I'm going to come in and put a coat or two on the top part. And probably right into the, what's the name? Into the split in the beak. Woo, got too much. So you don't want to get so much water down as part of your wash. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go with a little bit on the heavy side. You can see I'm picking up just a little bit, just to show you it's a little heavier, which will dirty up the top. This is exactly it right here. And you get it down into the split, and don't forget to get it right up, but not on the red. Oop. I'm going to take just a little bit off, and I'll dry that. And I think one more coat of this should do it. And you'll see that the upper part is going to be darker than the lower. And that's what I'm trying to do. Even though the lower has color in it, that is the raw sienna. The upper part is the burnt umber. So I'm going to wet my brush again, pick up a little bit of the darker, and I'm just going to stay to the top. And I think that'll do it. Now, I'm going to, you have this all darkened in here, coming straight on up. In fact, let me just come up here a little bit more. And let me check this side. I'll do a little bit more on this, and I'm picking up a little more of the darker brown, just sweeping it right up over the eyes, and a little back further here. So that's it. And the brown spot on the top is sufficient. I'll put a little bit, just a little dab more, but that's about it right there. So I'm going to dry this, and then on the next video, I'm going to start you in on, we'll do a cleanup of the eyes, the beak, as far as we got to gloss the beak up, and I'll show you how to do that. And we're pretty much going to be starting to put the feet on, and I'll show you how to do that in the next video, because I'm going to try to at least get back to you and give you more videos now that I'm feeling better. So hope you enjoyed what you've seen here, and I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, I'd ask you to give me a thumbs up, and if you could subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate that too. And you can see on both eyes here, this is still damp. I'm just going to let this dry naturally, and then we'll proceed on the next video. Okay, so thanks again, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.